Yeah, and I did a freestyle to this beat. It's the real, it's the real song. You heard about all the bitches out here pretty. You heard about
I haven't, but I'm gonna start like sharing my fitness journey as well. I think it'll be cool for me to share everything about 2025. Hopefully, this become a really, really phenomenal year, health-wise, spiritually, financially, with the business and everything in between. So and socially, building great relationships with people. So I thought it'd be cool if I also share my fitness journey. So today, I'm about to get a workout in. After the workout, depending on how I feel, I might go on a jog, might not, might just shower, go straight to work. And then after that, we'll talk about some really, really cool things when it comes to like just increasing our sales. So with that being said, time to go get it in. So just got done this little workout. And I thought it'd be cool for me to also show just like working out, things like that throughout the day. Just because there's a lot of things in the art space I never actually agree with, which was like kind of flow with the wind. Don't worry about how much money you make. If you create art, you just love what you do, and that's all that matter. I never fully agree with that. I always felt like being a visual artist is just like any other career. And for any career you're in, you still have a life outside that career. And I think those who are the most successful focus on being successful in life, not just in work, right? Like, I don't believe in work-life balance. I believe overall it's life. And then you have a lot of things you do inside of life. One of those things is work because you have to bring in income. So with that being said, understanding that it's just life, right? No work-life balance. It's just life. You want to start thinking about like how can you become the best version of you in this life we have, or in the life that you have, right? And I think for a long time I was missing this because especially back in like 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, I was just like heavily focused on just work, 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 work. Like that was no life balance. It was just work. And now I'm at a point where I realize like, wow, like there's more than just work. And I think the most important thing about life is the pursuit, right? It's like I mentioned this before, but like my favorite movie is The Pursuit of Happiness. And I think it's that pursuit that makes life so fulfilling. And when you happen to fall in love with the pursuit, right? When you fall in love with the pursuit of happiness, life becomes extremely fulfilling. But to fall in love with the pursuit of happiness, you have to be committed to the pursuit. Like you have to be excited about the pursuit. I get excited about the downs and the ups. I get excited about the good days and the bad days because it's like it feels like a video game. And I feel like in a video game, it was super easy. You get bored of the video game and you don't want to play anymore. So you'll quit. And if it's super hard, honestly, that'll make me want to quit as well. But I think the balance is having those good days, those bad days. But as long as you making progression, even if it's slow progression, it's still great. But I think making progression don't just start with like selling more art. I think making progression is just progression in life. That you becoming smarter. That you becoming more wise. That you becoming building more good habits and getting rid of bad habits. That's you becoming more disciplined, becoming more in shape if like you're into fitness, becoming more healthy. You don't have to necessarily work out to be in shape, but you can be in shape on the inside by just eating right, right? Dieting correctly. And it just things like that. And then that also reflect into your work, which means if you're disciplined and you're smart and you're working hard, you then making more income to provide for you and your family. So I think it's cool to just share all areas because once again, there's a lot of things about the art space I just never ever was a fan of. Like keep in mind, sports players make a lot of freaking money and they do it because they love the sport. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't be rewarded for their contribution to that sport just because they love the sport. You see sports players like football players, soccer players, baseball players, basketball players negotiating bigger contracts and getting upset when they feel like they're being underpaid. Getting upset when they feel like they're being underpaid because they understand their value. And that's very, very, very important. But for you to really understand your value, you need to start pursuing a higher value. And that's just where I'm at. Like, I want to be more fit. I want to be smarter. I want to be more wise or wiser. I want to be like just more outgoing and have better relationships with people to the point when I walk into freaking coffee shops, I don't even drink coffee, smoothie shops, or freaking like breakfast and brunch places or whatever it may be, and people like, hey Jaroid, how you doing, how your day been, because of the relationships I built. Like, I just want an overall fulfilling life, and that's the pursuit. I'm pursuing that overall fulfilling life, so I'm already happy. I was happy when I started in 2019 creating content, knowing that this is what I want to do. Now, thank God I never thought it would get to this point here when I'm working with so many artists and people know who I am and things like that. I'm very grateful for it. But it just shows, like, when you become obsessed with the pursuit and not the end result, become obsessed with the pursuit of the end result, everything just seems to work out exactly how you want. Like, exactly how you want. However, it is a beautiful day. I'm gonna show you the ocean real quick. Check out this ocean. Look how freaking big these homes are. It just shows what's possible, what's achievable. But look at this ocean. I'm not the best at camera quality or video content, but check out this ocean over here. That is insane. Well, now I'm about to actually shower, get to the desk, get some work done. Got a few meetings. Every day is usually full of meetings. Got a few meetings, and then after those meetings, probably just chill a bit. Cause today actually a real chill day. Literally, this is what I eat every single day. Just really rice and chicken as I'm currently on this workout journey. Just some got some eggs, some orange juice. That's literally it. Just meal prep every single day. I believe the less you do, the more. So I try to like hyper focus all my energy and time on what's important. And for me, that's just like mainly working, trying to grow in a business, being in shape, things like that. So anything I can like outsource or have done, I'm doing that. So that's just how my entire day set up. Entire day. Check this out. I'm gonna turn my camera around and check this out. So this artist here, I don't know where you can see it. My computer's freaking dirty. But he said, make me an offer when I made a nice $4,000 print sale. That's crazy. $4,000 for a print sale. Using the make me an offer method, emailing his list on Valentine's Day. What's cool is what I'm gonna do after I eat, because I still haven't even ate yet. I'm gonna break down the make me an offer to you so you can start using this in your career. A lot of my artists that I work with use this same tactic and it freaking worked. Like this artist just made $4,000 in a single day from the make me an offer. So I'm gonna break down how it works, how you want to implement it, what you should be saying, how you should go about it, so you can start using this tactic in your art career as soon as today. So with that being said, let me eat first. Then I'll be back. I genuinely wish my day was more exciting, but that's really all it is. Work out, eat, work, meetings, more work. Okay, so I'm going to explain how the make me an offer works. Now, the reason I created the make me an offer, just so you have full context, is mainly to remove the idea of devaluing your artwork while you're trying to offer some type of an incentive for someone to purchase. So I give you an example. A lot of people talk about doing giveaways and discounts and things like that, and I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. I'm not even a fan of like holiday sales or what is it called, like studio sales. Things of this nature automatically devalues your work as an artist. Now, you may make some sales in a moment, but it's going to be hard to build a very successful career based on those things. So I'm a huge fan of not doing any of those things, because what you want to do is you want to be building the perceived value of your art career as you continue to grow, because every single artist wants to eventually be increasing their prices, whether you're currently increasing your prices or whether you think you're at the prices that you want and you're not, and then you want to start increasing your prices. So with that being said, that's the reason why I created the make me an offer. It's just solely to bring in sales without devaluing your work. So we're going to get into it. I'm gonna break it down into like two forms when it comes to make me an offer. how you should use it if you're a beginner visual artist. And by beginner, I'm not talking about you just starting to create art. I'm talking about like you haven't been selling and you're trying to get your foot in the door. You're trying to make your first few sales as a visual artist. And then I'm gonna talk about the opposite side, which is the more advanced artists. The more advanced artists probably making sales more regularly, probably show work in some galleries, probably have an email list, have a big following. These are like the more advanced artists. Now I'm gonna get into it. Before I get into it, grab pen and paper and take notes. Once again, the only reason I'm freaking documenting all this information is for you to be able to take your art career to the next level. So grab a pen, take notes. If you're currently painting at the moment, stop painting. Do not be the knucklehead visual artist. It's like, oh, I just want to listen to it. No. If you want results, just follow it. Like, just please, and it's gonna work. So once again, and it works because I implement this for 1,000 visual artists. They all sell art. Matter of fact, to give you some background, we implemented this. I implemented it for Jonah in the end of 2023, and in 1 month did 140,000 in art sales. 140,000 from the Make Me an offer. So with that being said, and I just showed you someone who just made a $4,000 sale from the Make Me an offer. Like, if that don't entice you to want to take notes here, then honestly, you're on the wrong YouTube channel. But with that being said, let's get into it. So the way it works is, first, if you're a beginner visual artist, right, and you haven't really been selling, this is how you're gonna use the Make Me an offer. So what you're gonna do is, as you kind of going through your marketing and you trying to get into conversations, as you already know, I talk about getting into conversations to close sales. As you get into conversations and people want to buy your work, instead of you telling them how much you charge, ask them how much they would like to pay. Now, there's a couple of very, very, very important things that come to asking someone how much they want to pay. I'm gonna explain. If you just ask someone, like someone say, how much is your artwork? And you say, how much do you want to pay? It comes off as salesy because it sounds like you're trying to gauge their budget and you determine how much you want to charge based on how much they can afford. And you don't want to do that. It's gonna instantly make them back away and not buy your work. Instead, it's all about how you communicate. It's the little things that makes the big differences, which is very, 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 very important. So here's what you're gonna say. You're gonna give a reasoning behind why you're making this offer first. So it should sound something like this. They ask you, how much do it cost? You're gonna say, well, as I'm really just ramping up my art career and getting off the ground, I'm more than happy to sell the artwork for the price that you feel is best. If you don't mind me asking, how much are you willing to spend? And if it makes sense, it's yours. If it don't, and you don't have to say if it don't, you can say, and if it's a little bit under my budget or under what I expected, I'm more than happy to tell you the best price I'm able to do on the work based on what you share. Now, it don't come off as salesy as long as you give that backstory. The backstory is, new artist trying to get my art to the next level. You can even include, I haven't fully dialed in my pricing yet. So what I have been doing, and it's a more advanced tactic, is to talk about what it'll look like for others. So it's gonna sound like this. So what I have been doing is I've been letting others who's interested in my artwork decide what they feel is best as far as price. So if you want, and then you could go into that statement, right? And you can say it however you would want to say it. We just want to get the key points across, which is, if you want, you can let me know what you would like to pay for it. If it makes sense, it's yours, it's a bit under the budget, then I can let you know the best price I'm able to do based on what you had in mind. Now, here's why it's so important. When you make this statement, you guarantee a sale. That's the most important thing. Like, if you're a new visual artist and you haven't sold no work, you guaranteed a sale. Now, it may not be the sale you want, but at least you know you got a sale, right? You don't have to take the sale. So I'll give an example. If the price is too low, here's what you didn't want to do. You're gonna say, unfortunately, just because the value of this piece to me is worth a lot more, I won't be able to accept that price. However, what I'm able to do, and then you'll talk about the new price. So I'll give an example. Let's say the person said 200 and you know you want to sell a piece for 1,000. You're gonna say, however, I'm more than happy to do it for 800. Now, obviously, you're not getting the 4,000 that you wanted, but 800 is better than 0. especially if you're new visual artist, right? And once again, I'm sharing this to tell you like what actually works. Stop taking that advice from the people that's not selling artwork at all, telling you don't ever adjust your pricing. Charge more for your artwork. If you want to sell, you need to have high prices out the gate, and eventually somebody is going to purchase. Stop listening to those people, because that's just not how business works. That's not how it actually works. If you want to be a successful visual artist, start making sales. And as people buying your work, you can start increasing those prices. And that's what you want to do. You want to be increasing those prices as people buy your work, because you have proof of concept. People actually love your work. They want to spend money on it. And the more people want to spend money on it, the more you're able to charge. But if you never ever sell a work because you're already charging so much, you actually don't have no credibility, right? So you want to be building that credibility and that perceived value so you can start making sales, bringing in money, and then charging more. That's a little side tangent, but that's how the make me an offer work. Now that's if you're a beginner artist, right? Now, including with that, if you do this, like if you just send that one statement, or you just have this one conversation with, let's say 30 people, you're gonna make at least 7 sales. It's not that complicated. Check this out. This is this month currently from Jonah. I don't know how is it focusing here. But we most likely gonna finish this month at $80,000 in our sales, which is absolutely insane. And the crazy part, the reason why it's so insane, a lot of people think Jonah sales is all through the gallery, but we're not even in peak season. Like the gallery season is the summer, and we're in February. So a huge percent of these sales all come from online. And there's people that didn't come to the gallery and buy the work. But that's $80,000 in our sales. Like, and I'm only showing you that to tell you like you should be taking notes and implement these same strategies that literally I implement with all the artists I work with. So with that being said, let's talk about the more advanced artists. If you're a more advanced artist and you want to start bringing in some sales, at least have a little influx of sales pretty quickly, here's how you're going to use the make me an offer. Ideally, you can send this to your list, which will be your email list. You can send this to past buyers. It works really, really well. You can post on social media. It works really, really well. Here's what you're gonna do. Let's talk about your email list. You can send out an email, once again, with the make me an offer, but you must have a compelling reason why you're doing the make me an offer. This could be you moving studio. This is because you're working on some new project, right? And this could be you thanking, and this is my favorite, is you actually thanking your email list or your past buyers from being there. So you wanted to do something special as your way of giving back to them. Now, here's something that's very important. I'm going on a little tangent, but once again, I'm just trying to give you as much value as possible. There's a huge difference between discounts and incentives. Let me explain the two. A discount is when you just take money off of something. An incentive is you're rewarding that buyer from whatever the reason may be, and that's why they're paying less, right? Incentives raise the relationship and the perceived value and the credibility with you and that buyer. A discount depreciates your career, right? So you don't want to be doing discounts, but incentives is totally fine. I'm gonna give you an actual example of this. An incentive, let's say for the make me an offer with past buyers would be, hey, this year been a really phenomenal year, and I wanted to take a moment just to give back to those who have purchased my artwork in the last 12 months or 24 months. So I'm doing something super special. What I wanted to do is allow you to let me know how much you would like to pay for any artwork you see on my website that's still available. If the price makes sense, it's yours. If it's a bit too low, I will let you know the best price I'm able to do on that piece. Now, it don't devalue, it actually strengthens your relationship with that buyer, because it makes them feel like they're unique, they're special. And they are special because they already purchased your work. So it just worked extremely, 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 extremely well. You should do it. That's all I'm trying. I don't know how hard it is for me to get you to understand that you should just do this. Hopefully you're taking notes. Now, with that being said, you'll do the same exact thing with your email list. Obviously, the wording will be a little different. So when it comes to your email list, all you would basically be saying is, hey, I just want to take a moment to say it's been an absolutely phenomenal year. And I want to do something special as my way of giving back to all my true fans who's on my email list. Because you are one of those people on the email list, what I decided to do is allow you to make an offer on any work that you feel that you would like to own. You let me know how much you want to pay. If it makes sense, it's yours. If it's a bit too low, I will let you know the best price I'm able to do on that piece. And it works. It's gonna strengthen your relationship with your customers. It's gonna bring in a lot of sales. This is gonna bring in a freaking ton of inquiries. And inquiries are people just asking to buy. And like, if you're in a slump, I think you should be doing this. If you never sold art, I think you should be doing this. If you had a great year, but you want that year to be even better, I think you should be doing this because it just works. Like, it works like a charm. And now that I'm saying this, you're gonna see other coaches or whoever out there try to steal this idea. This is the Jaroid Henry make me an offer deal. Special deal, whatever you wanna call it. But it just worked. It works extremely well. We've been implementing this for like the last 2 years, and every time we implement it, a lot of the artists is bringing like crazy sales. With that being said, just apply no matter where you're at. Don't do it too often. I do recommend this being no more than like a 2 times a year thing. If you've been aggressive, you could do 4, but I prefer 2, like sometime like earlier in the year, sometimes towards the end of the year. So that'd be usually around like the springtime and then winter, which would be like during the holidays is a really good time to make this offer. But it definitely worked. Now, that's just saying when I think it's best. That don't mean you have to wait until those moments. Also, you could do the make me an offer privately. And what I mean by this is you could tell potential customers or past customers about the make me an offer directly. So I give an example that'll sound like this. Let's say Bob purchased the artwork from me. I could say, hey Bob, so I just completed this new piece that I think will really speak to you based off the piece you already own. My way of saying thank you for owning my work is me doing something really special. I like to create curiosity and get a response first. So I'll probably say something like, so I wanted to do something super special. If you're interested, let me know. Bob is gonna respond and say, hey, how you been, Jaroid? I'm definitely interested. What you got? Then I say, okay, some exciting news. With this piece I just created, I want to give you first dibs on it before I make it available to everyone. But not only am I gonna give you first dibs on it, my way of saying thank you for you already owning 1 or 2 or however many pieces of my work, I want you to let me know what you would like to pay for this artwork that you feel is worth. If it makes sense, it's yours. If it's a bit less, I'll let you know the best price I'm able to do on it if you could see yourself owning this piece. Now let them respond. At that point, you'll secure a sale. It's like, it's beautiful, it's art. Selling art is art. And I think that's where I like to be, right? That artist, teaching artists how to sell art. Try that tactic out, it works. I've been implementing it for some time, and every time my artists implement it, they see results. So definitely just do it.
If you have to track your focus hours. So if the biggest thing you take away from the whole training, the webinar is, if you want to double your productivity, all you gotta do is track your focus hours. So this app I started using here is called Toggle, where you literally time yourself and of deep work of how much you're gonna like focus in that time. So today and yesterday I had the intention of getting to edit photos.
Yeah.
Other things because of this living situation, all this stuff I didn't get to do today.
Yeah.
Priority because I get interrupted.
Right.
That's the biggest thing that kills my productivity.
So let me ask you this. As far as today, what was the big 4 hours of deep work?
I didn't do 4 hours of deep work. I did 3 different hours of, actually, yeah. I did 4 hours, but 4 different things.
Yeah.
So one of the hours was sales calls with Lauren. One of the hours was working on the house stuff.
Yeah. That's crazy.
One of the milestones is I'm gonna take you paramotoring. I'm gonna take you up with me in the tandem paramotor.
You said it take me go freaking see sharks.
No, I'm gonna take you up with this guy.
Oh no, I ain't doing that.
You gotta make you do that.
Check this out. Literally,
get the cold plunge too.
everyone left out the restaurant.
We're just here talking. We're talking about life in the future.
Some cool stuff coming. Some good stuff. Great stuff.
What's that for?
I don't got my mic, but I'm sitting here. We figuring out some numbers, some game planning for the next 12 months. And I got something crazy I'm going to show that's currently going on. You want to tell them, Jonah?
Averaging about 1K per day in store sales, online store. All right.
So, strictly from the store sales. This is not from gallery, this is straight online. Right now, today, at 1,016 dollars insane. We'll go to the last 30 days.
Last 30 days.
31,000. Absolutely insane.